If you are learning SAP, you would have definitely come across the word S4HANA. You might have heard people saying things like, our company is moving from ECC to S4HANA, we are implementing S4HANA Cloud, or you should learn S4HANA instead of ECC. But what exactly is S4HANA? What does it actually do? And why is almost every SAP customer in the world is talking about S4HANA at the moment? That is what we are going to understand in this video. And I'm going to explain it in very simple terms. If you are new here, my name is Arun and I make videos about SAP, SAP careers and the latest SAP technologies. So please subscribe to the channel if you want to keep learning about SAP. Now let's get started. What is SAP S4HANA? S4HANA stands for SAP Business Suite for SAP HANA. And S4HANA is SAP's flagship ERP software. Now if you are completely new to SAP, you might ask what exactly is an ERP software? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. In very simple terms, an ERP system is the software that organizations use to run their day-to-day business operations. For example, big organizations need to manage their finances, purchase products and services from their suppliers, sell products to customers. If they manufacture products, they need to manage inventory, warehouses, equipment, projects, and so on. An ERP system connects all these different business processes together into a single software solution. And S4HANA is SAP's latest generation ERP platform. But S4HANA was not the SAP's first ERP product. So let's quickly understand where it came from. The evolution of SAP ERP. SAP has been building ERP software for several decades. First there was R2, then came R3, and eventually SAP introduced ECC. ECC stands for ERP Central Component, and for many years ECC became the main ERP system used by thousands of SAP customers around the world. Then in 2015, SAP introduced their next generation of ERP software called SAP S4HANA. So in very simple terms, ECC is the SAP's legacy ERP version, whereas S4HANA is its latest ERP software version. So if companies were already running their businesses successfully in ECC, why did SAP introduce another ERP system? And what is actually different about S4HANA when compared to ECC? ECC versus S4HANA. There are a lot of differences between ECC and S4HANA. I have actually made an entire video where I explain the differences from a technical, finance and logistics perspective. So I will provide the link in the video description. But for this video, let's just understand the major differences. One of the biggest technical differences is the database. SAP ECC can run on different databases such as Oracle, SQL Server, DB2 and SAP's HANA DB. S4HANA, on the other hand, runs only on the HANA database. HANA is SAP's in-memory database. In simple terms, a large amount of data processing can happen directly in memory, and S4HANA has been designed specifically to take advantage of HANA's in-memory capabilities. The second major difference is the data model. Over many years, SAP ERP systems accumulated a large number of database tables, aggregate tables, index tables, and other structures. With S4HANA, SAP simplified a lot of this. For example, in finance, S4HANA introduced the universal journal called AC Doka. In logistics, SAP introduced structures such as MatDoc for materials documents. You don't need to remember those table names if you are a beginner. The important point is that the underlying data model has been simplified in S4HANA. The third major difference is the user experience. Traditionally, SAP users primarily worked using SAP GUI. With S4HANA, SAP introduced a much stronger focus on SAP Fiori, which provides a browser-based and role-based user experience with apps, dashboards, and analytics. There are many more differences between ECC and S4HANA, but rather than spending half this video on that topic, check out my dedicated ECC versus S4HANA video if you want to go deeper into that topic. Now let's move away from the technology, because I think the easiest way to understand S4HANA is to understand what actually happens inside a business. Let's take a very simple example. Imagine that we have a company that manufactures and sells bicycles. A customer contacts the company and orders 100 bicycles. What happens next? First, someone creates a sales order. So now we are dealing with the sales area of the business. But before promising those bicycles to the customer, The company needs to know whether it actually has enough bicycles available to provide that to their customer. So the system needs to check the inventory. Let's say there are only 20 bicycles available. The company now needs another 80 bicycles to fulfill the order. And this is where one simple customer order starts becoming much more interesting. Maybe those 80 bicycles need to be manufactured. To manufacture them, the company needs tires, frames, brakes, and other components. So now we are getting into manufacturing, materials management, procurement, and supply chain. Maybe the company doesn't have enough tires. Someone needs to purchase more tires from a supplier. A purchase order is created. The supplier delivers the tires. Inventory is updated. The manufacturing team produces the bicycles. Once the bicycles are ready, they are delivered to the customer. After the delivery, the customer needs to be invoiced. So finance becomes involved. The customer makes the payment. The accounting entries need to be recorded. Revenue needs to be recognized. Costs need to be recorded. And management might want to know whether that particular sale was actually profitable. Think about what just happened. We started with one customer ordering bicycles, but that one business transaction touched sales, inventory, procurement, manufacturing, logistics, and finance. And this is exactly why companies need an ERP system like S4HANA. All these departments cannot operate as completely separate systems. They need to share data and work together. If sales creates an order, inventory needs to know about it. If manufacturing consumes materials, inventory needs to be updated. If procurement buys something, finance needs to know that money is being spent. If a customer is invoiced, finance needs the accounting entries. And that is what S4HANA does. It brings these different business processes together inside one integrated ERP system. That is probably the most important thing to understand about S4HANA. S4HANA is not simply a finance or a procurement software, it is the core system that connects different parts of an organization together. And that brings us to SAP modules. S4HANA contains different functional areas or modules covering different parts of a business. For example, finance, sales, sourcing and procurement, manufacturing, supply chain, asset management, services, projects, etc. And there are several other industry specific and business capabilities available in S4HANA. The exact module an organization use will depend on what that organization actually does. A manufacturing company might make heavy use of manufacturing and supply chain modules. A utilities company might rely heavily on asset management and maintenance. A professional services company might have completely different requirements. So you should not think of S4HANA as one giant application where everybody uses everything. Different organizations implement different capabilities or modules based on their business requirements. But there is another important thing you need to understand. Sometimes beginners assume that every SAP functionality lives inside S4HANA. That is not the case. S4HANA is the core ERP system, but SAP has many other applications that complement it. For example, for human capital management, SAP has SuccessFactors. For external workforce management, there is SAP Fieldglass. For travel and expense management, there is SAP Concur. For procurement and supplier collaboration, there is SAP Ariba. And there are many other SAP applications for different business requirements. These systems can integrate with S4HANA. So you can imagine S4HANA sitting in the center as the digital core of the organization, while different SAP applications surround it and provide additional specialized capabilities. Then we also have SAP Business Technology Platform or BTP. BTP is slightly different from applications such as SuccessFactors, Concur, or Fieldglass. It is not simply another business application. BTP provides technology capabilities that organizations can use for things like integrations, application development, extensions, automation, data, and other services. So, if S4HANA is the core ERP system, BTP helps organizations connect, extend, and build around that core. And don't worry if all these product names sound confusing right now. We are going to cover BTP, SuccessFactors, Ariba, and other SAP products separately in upcoming videos. For now, the important thing to remember is S4HANA sits at the core, but it is a part of a much bigger SAP ecosystem. You will also hear terms such as SAP S4HANA Cloud Private Edition and SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. At a very high level, SAP currently positions two main cloud approaches. The first is S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, commonly called Rise with SAP. Private Edition provides customers with a high degree of flexibility and is particularly relevant for organizations with complex existing SAP landscapes moving from ECC to S4HANA. Then we have SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition, commonly called as Grow with SAP. Public Edition follows a more standardized software as a service approach, where organizations generally adopt more of SAP's standard business processes. There are obviously many differences between public and private edition, and that deserves a video on its own. For a beginner, just remember private edition provides more flexibility, public edition is more standardized software as a service version. Now, let's say you are interested in starting a career in S4HANA. How do you learn it? The first mistake I would avoid is trying to learn all of S4HANA at once. That is almost impossible because S4HANA is huge and it has got so many different modules. Instead, choose the area that you are really interested in. Maybe you are interested in finance or procurement or sales, manufacturing, asset management, or perhaps you are more interested in the technical side of things. But once you have selected an area, SAP's own learning platform is a good place to start. Go to SAP Learning Hub and search for SAP S4HANA learning journeys related to the role or functional area that you are interested in. SAP provides structured learning content covering different SAP S4HANA products, roles, and modules. And instead of randomly watching hundreds of unrelated videos, follow a structured learning path. So, what should you learn next? I recently made a video called How to Learn SAP in 2026, where I explain exactly how I recommend beginners approach SAP learning. So, if you're watching this video because you're planning to start learning S4HANA, I would recommend watching that video next. But before we finish, let's quickly summarize everything that we learned today. S4HANA is SAP's flagship ERP software and the successor to SAP ECC. It runs on SAP HANA and has a simplified data model, a modern Fiori user experience, and newer capabilities compared with ECC. But more importantly, S4HANA connects the different business processes inside an organization. A simple customer order could touch sales, procurement, manufacturing, supply chain, logistics, and finance, and S4HANA allow all of these processes to work together. And S4HANA doesn't exist by itself. It sits at the center of a much larger SAP ecosystem with products such as SuccessFactors, Ariba, Concur, Fieldglass, and BTP that exists around it. Hopefully now you understand what exactly is S4HANA. Thanks for watching. Share this video with your friends who might also benefit, and I will see you in the next one.